Okay, so here we have another one. I mentioned this in the last one, or the Bronzong and Bronzor video. But it goes back to like what I was thinking about the concept of Ditto. Ditto is a Pokemon that can breed with just about any Pokemon that's breedable. And I think, coincidentally, that it makes a lot of sense that Ditto is proof that scientists have found a way to kind of play the role of a god. Because think of it like this, you know, in the world of Pokemon, we have the ability to bring fossils back from life. And we also have the ability to resurrect, you know, we basically can take the genome and modify it into something else, basically create like a soul and different types of genetics, like stem cell research. Known about this stuff for a long time. We have the technology, even in real life, in a way. Maybe not as far as creating souls, but you know, it is in a sense. But what I think is really interesting though is as far as Pokemon goes. As far as Pokemon goes, we have the ability to, you know, Pokemon can breed, and they have the ability to be able to, you know, breed with Pokemon that normally wouldn't be able to breed. So they could save extinct numbers, basically. So Ditto is a Pokemon that was created by scientists. They called it a failed prototype of Mew. But they've created so many Dittos that they solved another problem. Now the Pokemon that technically go extinct are also able to breed with Dittos in the wild, and I do believe the scientists released them into the wild, and Dittos, maybe Dittos have migrated too, and they found themselves in like different habitats, but Dittos were able to, because you can basically find them all over the place, except for maybe some locations. But basically Ditto is a Pokemon that could breed with any Pokemon, and they would basically be able to save their numbers based on, because Ditto is a master of basically rearranging its data. So it can basically mimic any Pokemon it wants. It could even basically become the impossible Pokemon, like a male Kangaskhan, for example, or a male Jinx, for example. It could happen. And there's a lot of stuff that, again, doesn't happen in the Pokemon games that we don't see, but it could happen, though. So lore-wise, I do believe it's possible. And I do believe it makes a lot of sense because that's why Ditto is in the wild. It's supposed to be a freebie, like when breeding any Pokemon, so you don't have to have just one specific. You can have, like, here's a Ditto that'll breed this, and this Pokemon will give you that. But I just think it's really interesting because, I don't know, can two Dittos breed? I'm trying to think. Probably, maybe, I can't remember in the games, but maybe as far as, maybe. I forget. But it's, but you know, maybe lore-wise, yeah, Ditto could technically breed with Dittos because it's not legendary. And even legendary Pokemon could technically, not in the games, but like, you know, they could technically breed, like, you know, so that way they could have like more than one Articuno, more than one Lugia, more than one, you know, you get the idea. But I just think it's interesting though because, you know, Ditto has always been a lot of people. Some people think it's one of their favorites. It's a very useful Pokemon, especially if you're trying to get like a specific set of Pokemon breeds. And we can also see like just we can see what their stats are after a while, and we can get like their abilities. It's even more interesting. Ditto was actually supposed to have like a scrapped evolution, but if you would have evolved it, I don't think it could breed anymore. It basically would have finalized itself into a specific Pokemon. Kind of an interesting Pokemon too. Like relies on shrieks before it consumes something. Kind of like a Ghastly. Tries to knock it out cold with its own like gas and all that. But that leads me to another point. Like, you know, gas Pokemon aren't really like, they're not like, they're like a different type of ghost Pokemon, you know, if that makes sense, depending on like the supernatural like aspect of them. And so that's another story for another time, but maybe I will make a video about it, but I have to kind of really think about it scientifically, you know. What kind of Pokemon are they? Kind of like ghosts and psychic types and dark types are probably the most misunderstood when it comes to like supernatural. They're like basically the closest ones that have like, they can see things people can't, you know. So again, subscribe if you're not already. I'll make more videos if I find out more information, but that'll be interesting when I find more information.